All right, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at setting up sounds. Let's take a look at where we left off, though. So if I press play on my game, you can see we've got a cop, and we've got this collection area here, and let's see, we've got to still set up our police car. And you can see here that we've got some output here going on, showcasing what we did in our script, which is here, which is really simple script, right? We didn't do anything here except print out a name when if a character exits, which is going to be our cop. And in all honesty, I don't think I really need this right now. I'll delete that. And we really almost can do like an if-else statement in here too, which we'll cover later. But right now we're just checking if if it's an enemy that enters the trigger area, then we're going to remove them from the queue. Now I'm a big fan of Pixabay for sounds and all that good stuff. So, and they don't require you to log in to get anything. So if we just go to sound effects here and we say, grunt or something, and what I'm going to do is you could cycle through each one of these. And that first one sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and download this by clicking this download button here. And then just for now, I'll throw it on my desktop and then import it into my project later. And what that'll do is it'll make a copy of it in the project and we can delete the one from the desktop. All right, so in our folder here, I'm going to right click in the assets folder, create new folder, and just call this sounds. And then I'm going to right click on this. And what you can do is you can open File Manager, drag it in, or we could just, or open a new window. So I'm going to just go ahead and go in here and then just create a desktop folder here. And off on the side here, find that sound. So all I did is I dragged my sound in here, and you can see Free Sound Community Grunt. I'm just going to rename this Grunt. And then what you can do is, if you double click it, you'll bring up the audio stream importer, and you can press play.
Ugh!
And there's the sound. What I'd like to do is once our player falls inside of here, inside of a certain section, we could have it just play the audio looping sound, or not looping, but the audio sound itself. All right, so on our police car here, what I'm going to do is right click, and I'm going to add a child node. And the node I'm going to add is an audio stream player, 2D. And what this does is this will play a sound at the exact location of whatever this is attached to. So for this, it's going to be the police car itself. So you can see if I click on stream here, they have all these different options. So what I want to do is just drag my grunt and drop it inside here. And this is the sound that we're going to play once we collide. Now the thing to notice about Audio Stream Player 2D is, and this is okay because we're knocking our burglar in there, is if inside the level we're over here and the burglar goes in by himself, we won't be able to hear it that well. And that's why what we want to do is make sure that the distance here, this max distance, is fairly high depending. Now right now it's at 2000. I think that's more than enough because that's 2000 pixels away from that center point, and I think we will still be able to hear it. But just if you don't hear it at all, that's one of the things to check. All right, so let's jump back into our script. I'm just going to save that. And the script that I'm looking to do is my police car. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to make some space here and zoom in. What I'll do is I'll define a variable up here, and I'll just call this variable. It'll be variable, and I'm trying to think of a cool name. Maybe it's just like caught sound. Now we talked about the ready function, which is a function that will play right, at the beginning of a game. So we're just going to pull that up. So we'll do function ready here, and I'm going to remove void. And the thing that I want to receive is I want to get a node, and the node that I want to get is essentially this audio stream player node. So I'm going to open that up. Now, what we do is we put in quotes the name of the node that we want to get, because this script is attached to our police car, so it can get any of the nodes below it. So I'm just going to rename this to caught sound. And I'm going to hit Control A and Control C to copy that, and I'm going to paste that inside of there. So what's happening now is we have a variable here called caught sound. It's not doing anything yet, it's empty. And then we have this audio player. We're grabbing this node. We have this node, the AudioStream 2D player 2D node, and we're going to get that node. So now what we want to do is once we get that node, we want to store the variable, store the sound, and then we want to play it. The way to do that is just copy your variable caught sound, paste that, and say equals get node caught sound. So now what we're doing is we're storing a reference to this, to our AudioStream Player 2D, and it'll give us access to all of these different elements like pitch, sound, playing this audio file, and so forth. So let's save that. We also need to essentially give it a data type, right? So what I want to do is I want to say this is a audio stream player 2D. And so that will give us access to everything. So for example, if I grab my caught sound variable here, and we use the dot operator to access it, so I could say dot play. And so what it'll do is it'll call this play. So if I click the sound, you could see it plays it. And I really should trim that in Audio Program, but so that can add the play. We could have it auto play. We could also add a, let's see, caught sound dot volume dB. That's this right here, the decibel. And we could set that, a little bit higher. So if I go, if I pull this up a little bit, let's say 1, and we play this, try 2. So let's say that this is 3.0, because it's a float value. So it'll play that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy or cut line 8. And right after we remove the character, I'm just going to play the sound. Because if we play the sound, well, maybe we'll move that on top. So let's save this. And let's see if inside of our level, if we push them in there, how long it'll play the sound and if it's pretty loud at 3. Let's see. I got these guys. Nope, that guy. You can see, you heard him. That's it. That's how you would play sound for your character. So the last tutorial was fairly long, and so I'm going to leave this one here. But as you're looking at these scripts, hopefully you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with coding because it's very similar inside of Unity and Unreal. When you're going to access these things, you still use the dot property, and you can look within it. And many times when you're trying to access things, for example, you're trying to access these different parts of a component, you'll see you're really just kind of typing the name or something close to the name to access it.